Well, more than 1/3 of adults are obese. The same percent of kids and adolescents are overweight or obese, and we understand the impacts of this.
But what about the solution to this pressing health issue? Our next guest focuses on healthy eating with families at OneWorld Community Health Centers.
That's right. Dawn Ballosingh is here. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
He's like a lot of
yes,
zest
yes.
on that one, Dawn. It's nice to have you
But
here.
anyway, you're the manager of the Women, Children, and Infant Program, right? Which stands for WIC,
Yes.
which is a program that's been around since the 70s for 40 years. Can you explain what it is? Break it down for us.
The Women, Infants, and Children's Program was instituted almost, they're coming up on their 50th anniversary soon, to help moms have healthier outcomes with their pregnancies, to help children, infants and children grow healthier, and in this case it's evolved to combat the obesity problem that's facing our nation right now.
And locally, right, we understand that there's a national epidemic, which is how a lot of people look at this now. But when we look closer to home at our community, how are your nutritionists, your registered dietitians at OneWorld helping families here?
The OneWorld Community Health Center is a wonderful place because they have a multi-pronged approach. So they start at the pregnancy. So the physicians and the dietitians will see the pregnant mom. Then your infants get followed all through up until 5 years old. And then there is a gap. They go to school and then all of a sudden you don't see them anymore until it's time for annual shots or physicals, and then they come back to you and they've gotten a little chubby. So what we have in place with the collaboration from CHI Initiatives is the Healthy Families program, and this collaboration helps a family approach because the decision makers to bring food into the house and pay for it are the parents. So you get the family involved, and this particular program helps fill in that gap between the preschool years and the school years. So it's a really good program, and it's done really well.
Yeah, and with that program, is the supplemental food package included in that, or does it tie into that? And what's included in that, and how does that help families?
The WIC program is designed to first provide the nutrition education, and with it comes a prescriptive food package. So it is customized to the need of the patient or participant, and then the education ties in with what's in the food packages. So whole grains, low-fat products, proteins, inexpensive proteins to help kind of stretch that grocery dollar.
Well, because people say eating healthy takes so much more money, I just can't afford to do it. That's one of the things I'm sure you hear a lot of. So it's teaching people how to do it, that it is possible.
Yes.
And it's also getting the word out about these 4 Ps. And I'm glad that's something that you wanted to share with our viewers today so that they understand some of the tools that you're giving to parents when they come in to see you at OneWorld.
Absolutely.
So if you would, Dawn, take us through each of these, starting with the first, make half your plate plant-based. Elaborate.
So if half your plate is occupied with some fruits and veggies, there's not a whole lot of room for all the other stuff, the high-fat stuff or the high-carb stuff. So it's about returning to a balanced plate, and in doing so, you get a more balanced nutrition.
And the second of the 4 Ps, choose pure foods. What do you mean by that?
Pure foods. If you're electing half your plate are fruits and vegetables, then they're not processed. They're not highly processed. They're not highly sweetened. There's not a whole lot of preservatives that are in there.
That's foods and drinks.
Foods and drinks.
Right, I know you emphasize a lot with drinks too.
Especially with the little ones, because it's so easy to give them a glass of juice and let them go play. So we don't want to parent with food.
Yeah. Yeah, well, those juice boxes are very popular right now. Not necessarily the best, a lot of sugar in there.
Look
And then the
out.
third P is portion sizes.
Yes, so we're in the holiday season, so we're going to get invited out to a whole lot of events, and we're going to have events at home. And when you're eating with family and interacting, you tend to eat a lot. But if you choose, instead of the 10-inch plate, you choose the 8-inch plate, you're reducing the amount of portions.
I like the idea too of practice. It's about getting into the habit of it. The doing it once does not a new habit make.
Absolutely.
And then our fourth and final P, Dawn, is play.
Absolutely.
Give us a few activities, especially now that it's colder and we're not sending kids outside as much. And then how much activity a day is ideal?
For children, 60 minutes of play is ideal for them. And by play, I mean actually jumping around and playing with them.
Getting their
and
heart
working
rate up.
Yeah,
Moving.
getting
Yeah.
heart rate up.
Moving,
And for adults, I would say if you do 30 minutes a day, it not only is healthy for your heart, but it helps actually prevent precursors to diabetes and other diseases. So even if you're raking the leaves, make it a fun thing, but get your heart rate up by doing the activity with your kids outside. And then inside, there are tons and tons of interactive games now that you can participate with your kids, or just turn up the music, crank it up, and just dance around in the
Dance,
living
boogie
room.
down, Dawn. That's what I say. To learn more about the WIC program and One World Health, oneworldomaha.org is the website that you can go to. Give them a call, 734-4110, right there on South 30th Street. But you have some other satellite locations,
Oh,
but all that can be
several.
found on the website.
Absolutely.
Making a difference, Dawn. Thanks for joining us today, and
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
You also.
Thanks, Dawn.
Thank you.
All right, Greg Warren is in Omaha, and he's a blend favorite. I love this guy. He's going to take a seat right over there on the couch in about 7 minutes.
Well, you've been to the App Store on your phone or your tablet. You know, there are millions to choose from. Mario Armstrong is going to join us next with some of his picks for an happy holiday.